Wizard Harry.
Conflict occurs when there is a disagreement. William Wilmot and Joyce Hocker define conflict as an expressed struggle between at least two interdependent people who perceive incompatible goals, scarce resources, and interference from others to achieve specific goals. A major conflict in this chapter of the series is when Harry duels Draco Malfoy for the Defense Against the Dark Arts class. As Harry and Draco duel, Harry seems to have the offensive hand until Draco Malfoy sends a snake loose on the stage. This causes everyone a great deal of concern. However, Harry seems to be really calm and starts to talk in a different language to the snake. As Harry is talking to the snake seems to fixate on a particular student and appears to almost attack until Snape steps in and gets rid of the snake. Harry snaps out of it and doesn't remember a thing. After the duel, people keep whispering behind Harry's back, including Ron and Hermione, Harry's two best friends. They seem standoffish towards him ever since the duel, until Harry confronts them. Ron tells Harry what happened and why there was tension in the group since the class. Ron said, "It seems like you were egging the snake on to attack the kid." Harry was confused and tried to explain to them that he was only talking to the snake and trying to get the snake to leave the child alone. This example relates to conflict in Harry's small group because after the duel it created tension between Harry, Ron, and Hermione. The type of conflict displayed in this scene would be perception conflict. Perception conflict means that people see the world through different scopes. The difference of perspectives are due to differing attitudes, beliefs, and values that surface and create conflict. Regardless of how much Ron and Hermione empathize with Harry, they still saw his different attitude, and it created a barrier between them. It can also be argued that Ron has an animosity towards Harry due to another type of conflict. The power and status conflict is defined as people having different levels of power, status, and influence over others. Those differences can increase conflict in groups. Ron seems threatened by Harry and his power over people, and apparently snakes. He often sees Harry in a different light due to his power and forgets that Harry is his friend and he's kind of lost sometimes. Conflict isn't always negative. With conflict in small, tight-knit groups, there always comes a resolution. Resolution that brings the group closer. Harry and his friends are a great example of showing how conflict can be a positive and steer the group into growth instead of hindering the individuals. There are a few misconceptions about conflict that are important to share. Conflict should be avoided at all costs. That's untrue. Conflict is natural, and without it, there wouldn't be growth in groups. Without Hermione and Ron, Harry would be focused on the negative aspects in his life and make bigger mistakes and cause greater harm to himself or others without discussing them with his friends and doing it. Another misconception is all conflict occurs because people don't understand each other. Not all conflict occurs because of misunderstandings. Ron and Hermione were standoffish to Harry after the duel, not because they didn't understand him, because they wanted to protect him from something that he might not want. They figured out why Harry could talk to snakes, and it was because when Lord Voldemort tried to kill him, Voldemort lost some of his powers and transferred them to Harry. Harry loathes Voldemort, and knowing why he can talk to snakes may have made him uncomfortable in some way. Conflict in small groups is inevitable. However, it's how we deal with conflict and resolve it that matters. When dealing with a conflict, should we choose to be like Harry and his friends, or be like Draco Malfoy, who creates more conflict for himself and others? Conflict comes in all different shapes and sizes, and conflict is not always bad.